What's going on, everyone? Welcome back for another trade recap. Today is a red day recap, unfortunately, and I know what you all are saying. GME is up 110%, KOSS is up 500%, and you're red? Like, what? What is happening? You know what I mean? I don't get it either, but, well, I shouldn't say that. I do get it. So, I'll go over the trades with you quick. I was down quite a bit, almost 300 at one point, and I was able to make my way back to down about 150, but still a crappy day. So here on KOSS, it was kind of that first push when it started to push. Here it pushed above 17 and then above 20, and then it almost broke 30. So then in hindsight, I kind of should have thought about 30 as like that resistance level, but the way this was looking, it had been halted previously, or maybe not. Maybe I just seen it going into this and knew it was gonna get halted. So then I was like, maybe I'll take this for the halt to see if it's gonna continue higher. But in hindsight, I probably should have just held and maybe added, but instead I got out of this. So basically what happened is it got halted up here at 30 or something, 30 40, and then it opened and immediately flushed down to $27, and it closed there basically, and I got out just before this candle, just before it got halted again. I was able to get out and took a bit of a loss there. So I was kind of then frustrated on the stock, and I saw this happening, but I didn't catch it. Unfortunately, I was kind of like thinking that maybe this was going to be a top, and then you were going to get a huge, another, halt to the downside. So I didn't want to get caught on that risk. But then after it was able to break out twice, I was like, okay, you know what? I'm going to try and take this thing to the long side again. So I bought here when it broke this top. So it broke above 35, which is this top over here. I wanted to get long, so then I got long, and it went into another halt. So I was able to get some out before the halt, and then after the halt, it hit a high of 38, and then immediately flushed. But before it was able to push down below 36.74, I was able to get out with the rest of my shares. So there was a pretty good trade in at 34.54 for that 35 break, and then out at 36.70 basically for most of it. And that was the trade on that. I was watching it the rest of the day, but it kind of was one of those where I feel like I just dropped the ball. I would think, this would be perfect to buy in, one of these areas. Then I just wouldn't, and then it would rip and rip, and it would rip so fast. In 1 minute, you'd have these, $10 candles or like 10, 20% in one candle. Just nuts, kind of like what GameStop's doing, right? And I know with GameStop, I traded it as well. So GameStop, it was basically just one or two trades, and unfortunately, it was kind of the same thing that happened here on the first trade, although it didn't get halted, but it did kind of fake me out. So this first one here was kind of it was a buy for the break of VWAP. So I was buying thinking, okay, this thing broke down, but it's going to, it got support, it's breaking above VWAP, it's going to hold, and now push higher, right? So I bought the break of VWAP hoping it was going to move higher, and then it flushed. So I got out, basically trying to get out at the VWAP, but I guess I basically got out just above the VWAP. So then you can see it broke and went all the way down to 250. So then I was kind of like, crap, and I couldn't short it. I was trying to short it too in this area. I wanted to short it below the VWAP, but I couldn't get fills. And that was the other thing, is I was trying to short a couple stocks today. This one, and OXBR, and UONE. I was trying to short all three of those stocks, and unfortunately I just wasn't able to get shares, so that kind of sucked. I might have been able to make some money up on those, but either way, so GME kind of went into this consolidation, and then when it was able to break above the VWAP, see, if I would have taken the same strategy that I took here, it would have worked out amazing for me, right? But instead I ended up taking this trade for the break of 350, hoping that this candle would break above 350, so I got in at 344, and then I saw it, had some real hard times breaking 350 there, so I just got out with a nice $5 win. just to take the profit, and then I thought, hey, I'll get back in, but then it immediately ripped up to 380, and I was like, you know what, this is a little too high now. And as you see, it basically just didn't go any higher and sold off. So I wasn't too mad on my trades on GME. I think those were I obviously could have held both of them longer, but well, this one I didn't want to hold longer because then I would have been down huge, but then obviously would have made money if I held through this, but would have been better just to buy the dip down at 250 and then but either way, people are trading this thing. This thing's going nuts. We're talking like, from what, $40 last week, 2 weeks ago, to 80 to 100 to 200 to 385. And this thing really is just being pumped because Wall Street bet and a lot of these short positions are getting squeezed out because you have these massive short that are getting in this thing saying, wow, this thing should not be trading above, $100, let alone $300, let alone $200 or $300. So they're shorting it at these levels and just getting in with huge positions. And then it, these kind of either new retail traders or big kind of Wall Street bet, or these guys that are kind of, day traders like Ross Cameron on where you're trading, they're getting into this and pumping it higher because of the volume, because it's got so much momentum that it's almost like FOMO that these people just keep getting in and in and in. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to trade it too, but I also wanted to be understand the risks of it, right? So that was kind of my plans there for why I didn't really go harder on this stock. I was kind of hoping for a break of the view up and then a rip higher like it did yesterday, because if you see yesterday, when it did end up breaking above the volume weighted average price, it basically just didn't look back. So yesterday, it was struggling around $100, but then once it broke the VWAP, it just went up. So I was hoping this same kind of move here when it broke the VWAP would have happened again, and basically just kept going up, and then I could have used the VWAP as a stop. But unfortunately, it stopped me out before I could do that today. The second trade, like I said, I made money, and I took bigger size in the second trade than I did in the first trade. So the second trade basically brought me back to almost break even on this trade, even though it was a smaller price winner. So it was only a $5 winner compared to like a $10 loser, but it was double the size. So yeah, more than double the size. So that helped to make that a winner, and I think put me green on the stock, or break even basically. But yeah, KOSS, it was kind of the same. Like, I think I'm still down on it, mainly because that first candle, it got me so hard I wasn't able to stop out, because after it opened, it just flushed so quick that it was at 26.99 before I was even able to do anything, and I got out luckily. Well, I shouldn't even say luckily, because maybe if I would have not got out and then had to wait to the open, I probably would have watched this thing go higher and would have been up on it instead of losing money on it. But hindsight is 2020. So, but it's 2021 now. So yeah. So the other thing I traded today was UONE, and this one. So this is probably the one I'm most frustrated on. Those other trades were kind of a little bit of FOMO, but I think both trades, if I would have just held them longer, I would have made money on every single trade I made on those stocks. So on GME and KOSS. So I'm not overly angry at myself on those trades, because really, like, the setup was there. The idea was right. It was just I got caught in one bad flush, and then on GME it was a false break of VWAP. So if I would have continued trading those and taken the same setups again and again and again on this one specifically, so if I would have taken the setup into the halt here and then sold up here, or over, I was watching it at the end of the day here, and it did the same thing. You had a bit of a ramp, but then here it was able to break the highs there, and once it was over 40, I kept watching it and kept wanting to add, but it would just move so quick, and it would go up and get halted, and basically had 3 halts in a row, 1, 2, 3, and then 3 halts or 2 halts to the downside. So this is what I'm scared of, is these halts to the downside. So that's why I have a problem just rushing in. I don't mind maybe buying this first halt, even the second one, but after the third and fourth halt, you got to be careful, right? But it is a good strategy to follow. So I was trying to do that here, did kind of got chopped out and ended up red on the stock, although I liked the second trade, and I really was oh, excuse me. Oh, excuse me. I really was happy with that trade, other than the fact that it was a red trade, obviously. But overall, that and the GME trade I was okay with. But this trade on UON, I wasn't okay with, and I really regret this trade for two reasons. The first reason is because pretty much the whole day I wanted to short this stock. The one reason, this stock is like Urban One. It's basically like it's a play that's attached to like Biden and a lot of the like Black Lives Matter movement. There's a lot of retail kind of urban investors. Holy crap, man, foot dusty or something. Sorry guys, but anyway, so this Urban One was one of those ones that has been kind of popping up, like cannabis, EV, and all these ones with the Biden win. So it's kind of it's been running the last few days. You know, it's gone up from like what 5 oh man 5 to 8, back down to 6, up to 7. You know, like this thing's been pretty whippy. So out the gate, I was kind of like, okay, this is probably a good short candidate, but for some reason I started to be like, well, I want to go long, or at least try to go long, because well, it broke above the VWAP with really nice volume, and then it kind of looked like it wanted to retest those highs. It broke, and then it looked like it wanted to kind of come back down to the VWAP and then give us another move to the upside, right? Maybe retest this 880. So that's why I was taking these trades, kind of trying to buy as close to the VWAP as I could. Obviously, it didn't work out, and obviously I ended up losing on both of them. So I bought at 814, kind of trying to buy this as it was dipping lower, using $8 as a stop, and then it immediately stopped me out, and I was like, God, man, so quick, like literally 20 seconds, and I had lost like $50 there, or whatever it was, like $40. But anyway, and then so the next trade, actually it was probably more like 30, and then this trade, it was basically the same thing. I was thinking, okay, well, now it's at the VWAP, so now we might find support at the VWAP around 770, right? So I bought it 782, thinking, okay, I got like, 778 was the VWAP, so it's 4-cent stop. So I'm like, okay, I'm out. If it moves 4 cents against me, and before I can even do anything, it drops almost 20 cents. So it ended up going all the way down to 750, and I basically just got out there. Unfortunately, I probably could have got out with a nicer fill if I would have waited, but as you see, it ended up pushing lower and then all the way down into the 6s, so or at least to 710 there. So I mean, it was what it was, right? It just didn't end up working out. So unfortunately, that did it for today. As you see, like I said, I was trying to short it at one point, and I couldn't get shorts, or I was stuck with a risk review, because I think maybe my broker didn't have shares. They were trying to basically figure out if they had shares or whether I would be able to trade it, even though I have lots of money in my account. So there's no reason I wouldn't be able to trade it. It's just sometimes they give you this risk review, so then you end up having to sit there for a few minutes and don't get fills. So that ended up happening on this trade with UONE, because I did put orders out to short it. So you can see here, no, not that one. Here, short position UONE 757. So at 757, I was trying to short it. 757. So if you look, 757 is around the VWAP there. So basically, this pop probably I was trying to short it, and then it would have gave me a nice move. So I probably would have made back most of my losses there if I was able to short it, but unfortunately I kind of got stuck in the risk review, and then by the time my order was going to get filled, it had already moved way below my kind of limit price that I had set to short it at. So unfortunately I couldn't get shares to short. Unfortunate. KOSS has been crazy. This thing went from $8 to 40, then to 90 aftermarket today, and now it's back down to 60. But man, this thing's crazy. Tomorrow we might get some more action on it, so I might be looking to trade it tomorrow. We'll see. Other than that, guys, that's it for my trades today. I didn't really trade anything yesterday, actually. I think I had no trades yesterday, and Monday was a very slow day. Monday, I think I made 1 or 2 trades on Monday. But the thing I've been doing this last week is kind of trying to test options trading a little bit more. So one thing I was trying to do today was trade options on a few different stocks, GME and I think what was the other one? Might have been yeah, I think it's AMC. So GME and AMC, I was trying to get into options on both of those. So I did do some options trading. I'm going to go over those in another video. Yeah, hopefully check that one out. And I'll be back at you with another video. Thanks for checking it out, guys. Have a good day. Bye.